Hey, I'm Lauren. Basically, I have been toying with the idea of making a YouTube channel for a while. I used to have one, and that one is not seeing the light of day ever again because it's bad. But anyways, for a while I was like, I should make a YouTube channel. Also, I'm sorry, if a chair is swivelly, I'm going to be going back, like this. So I would really like to make something about like creativity. I love watching videos from people who are like a part of the creative community. Shout out Willem Verbeek, Cal Lauren, Joe Greer, everybody who is out there using YouTube as a platform to elevate their creativity and to influence other people to also try ideas out and start things. So I thought, what better way to enter this YouTube sphere than doing my makeup?
Are you making a YouTube video?
Yeah. Do you want to be in it? Alright, so today, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Most of the time I do the same thing every day. ASMR. Mainly what I was thinking about recently was I had a conversation with someone and we were talking about, and this is kind of something that I feel, also please don't look at my technique. You're not here for that. I had a conversation with someone recently about like creative processes, and I think that's kind of the first thing that I wanted to talk about on this channel. And it's mainly because it's been something that I have thought about for the past like 2 years. If you don't know me, I recently graduated from college. I was a design major. I started out in theatrical design and then I moved into traditional design. Not even traditional design, it's like everything. It was like VR, it was like bookbinding, making games, which maybe that can be a whole other video. Yeah, it was like very interdisciplinary. I really enjoyed my education in my college because it really challenged me to go outside of the bounds of things that I traditionally would gravitate towards, so that was cool. But something that I have realized and something that I noticed during my time in college is I began kind of a substantial battle with imposter syndrome about halfway through. So I would say it got pretty bad like junior year. I've spent a lot of time kind of thinking about why that is and what kind of led me to this little spiral of feeling just a little bit like a fraud. And that, if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, kind of the heart of it. Imposter syndrome is when you don't feel like anything that you do is necessarily good enough. You don't ever feel like you're doing enough, and you also feel like eventually you'll be found out as like a fraud. That, in conjunction with already having anxiety, was something that I struggled with a lot, and it came to a place where I was really just like not in the mood to make anything. And I was kind of in this start-stop thing of like, I would start a project or I would think of an idea and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, I have an idea. And then I would like shut it down before it even started because I was nervous and didn't want to think about failing. Oh, ew. This is my dog's hair. Jeez. So kind of I guess what I want to say is as soon as I kind of recognized that this was going on, I was like, wow, that sucks. Like, why are you doing that? You are sabotaging yourself. And it was like through conversations with friends and stuff, shout out to my friends who listen to me monologue about this all the time. But it was after I kind of realized, like, look, at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, as cheesy as that is, and if you're not talking to yourself in a way that suggests that you think that you're gonna do things that are gonna mean something and are great, then like, how are you gonna receive that from other people, you know? Because if you don't believe it, it's never gonna feel real to you. So you have to start talking to yourself like you actually feel like you have something to offer the world. And honestly, after I had that realization, I was like, wow, like there is so much time I spend being really down on myself. And if I just spent that time speaking to myself differently, it would be different, you know? I literally started just doing like self-talk stuff, you know, where I would have a thought about like, I'd have an idea, I would be like, oh, that's cool, I really like that. And then the doubt would creep in and it would be like, are you actually gonna do it? How are you gonna find all the people? Like, do you actually care about this? I don't know if this is gonna work in this time frame. And I started just kind of replacing those thoughts with like, I don't know how I'm necessarily going to pull this together, but I know that I have the capacity to. This has nothing to do with my capacity to make things because I have made things before and I can make them again. And honestly, yeah, as soon as I kind of started to treat my thoughts and my ideas like that, I noticed that I wasn't feeling as much anxiety. I'm editing this currently and I'm watching back the footage and I just wanted to clarify that, you know, that is not to oversimplify anxiety in general. I know firsthand that talking to yourself or positive affirmation is not necessarily an end-all to anxiety. Just had to throw that in there. So all of this to say, kind of I guess the main point of this video, I know. And so I realized that if I'm not like feeding that part of myself with actually like positive affirmation, I'm never gonna feel good about anything that I do. And so yeah, that's kind of what I want to say. I don't know if that really makes any sense at all, but you know, it's hard. Honestly, it's really hard, and I think it's not something that just goes away overnight. Also, I'd like to say that this is still anxiety, imposter syndrome, all of that. They are still things that I struggle with like every single day. And it's honestly been like a lot of work trying to, also, eyebrows. You know how they say eyebrows are supposed to be like sisters and not twins? Well, mine are like distant cousins. Oh yeah, but no, I just wanted to disclaim that this is not something that I just like got over. Like I still, you know, make sure that I'm not speaking to myself in an unkind way and trying really hard to be patient with myself when I'm feeling burnt out or tired. And I actually reposted this thing on my photography account that was a post about like reminders for creative people, you know, and it's okay to not share what you've made, basically, and it is also okay to take a rest and to reevaluate, you know, what you want to do and what you want to share. And I reposted it because I was like, wow, you know, it's true. And I think I needed the reminder, and then when I reposted it, I got like 15 people who responded and were like, needed this, so true, blah blah. And I was like, wow, so like everybody's dealing with this, you know? So this is always gonna be an uphill battle, and I think that's the case with not just creative things, but just when you're passionate, when you're passionate about something, you know, and you're really wanting to do it well and be the best that you can be in your field. Of course, it's gonna come with self-inflicted pressure. But I think that just with creative people in general, it's good to remind yourself that this may be one of the best things you have to offer the world, but it doesn't mean that it's the only thing. And no matter how you're feeling right now, you're going to, like, even if you're hitting a wall right now in your process, you're gonna get out of it. You're gonna get out of it because it ebbs and flows just like everything else in life. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. At one time, this is a side tangent, one time when I was 12, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to wear makeup now because I want to. And, you know, my mom was like, no. So one day I went to church, and my mom had gone ahead of me, so I had time in the morning to do my own thing. And spent all this time. I was like, yeah, I was young. I spent all this time doing this like very elaborate smoky eye, which is something that I have, how you say, figured out doesn't work for me. I come to church and I'm like, I am hot, I am ready, I am 12, and my mom comes up to me and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, what, me? Like, she was so mad at me, and it was so funny. I mean, it wasn't funny. In the moment, I was like, oh my god, the fear of, like, God in me, you know? But, yeah, I just looked at her, and I was like, well, I just thought I'd, like, try something new, and she was like, that is so awesome. We have to go home. So, anyways, yeah. Also, I meant to put eyeshadow on before I did my eyeliner, and then, so I'm gonna go green today. Why not? Why not? It's almost 2020. I always think about that, like, what if beauty gurus just genuinely made eye contact with the camera the whole time they were doing their makeup, like didn't take their eyes off the camera one time? Like, it wouldn't happen because it's really hard to do that, but oh my god, it would be funny. How are we feeling? I like the kind of digging the orange green kind of combo here with the cheeks and everything. Now I'm gonna put mascara on, but yeah, I guess just to close this out, because I am almost done with this, I just wanted to say that, you know, if you're in the headspace right now feeling in a bit of a slump, or if you're feeling a little bit down about your creative process, or maybe having issues comparing, this is me encouraging you, because I can guarantee you that everyone you look up to, everyone you see on social media, everybody has gone and will go through this at some point. And so, you know, I just wanted to say that if you are, you know, on the, you're like thinking about doing something, you're thinking about making something, and it's just a thought, don't shut it down before you've even started. Even making this, I was like, really, sis? Like, you're gonna do it? And then I was like, yeah, because there's literally not one thing that is stopping me. And also, I think that this is really important to talk about. And if it even just helps one person to start something that you've been thinking about or to give your ideas a shot, I will be thrilled. Again, that doesn't mean to not take a rest. If you are burnt out and you are feeling just like you can't do it right now, that's okay, you know?
Back. Also, just wanted to pop in to say that I know that sometimes it's not an option to take a rest because maybe this is your only form of income or you can't afford to take a rest. And if that is you, I see you.
If you find yourself in a headspace where you haven't made anything in a while and you aren't sure when you're going to get back into it, that is okay. You will. And people will still be there. People will still care. And even if they don't, and even if people leave, you're still making things that you care about, you know, at least. So anyways, hope this helped somebody out there, maybe one person, and this is my look. I also realized that half that video was out of focus, which is... So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching,